Hi guys, welcome to my hike. I'm Kevin, and today I am hiking in Inwood Hill Park, and this is on the island of Manhattan. It's such a large park, so much old growth forest here, and I guess it's known for its caves, according to Google. And also according to Google, it was the home to the Native American tribe Lenapes. I think I pronounced that right. But they were chased out by the Europeans in the 17th century. So a lot of the caves now have a European feel to them. We're gonna have a great hike. Grab a slice, watch your wallet, and let's have at it. Oh man, it would be an understatement to say I was excited about my hiking buddy today. He's the winner of a Pulitzer Prize, Emmys, Grammys, Tonys. He's a composer, he's a lyricist, he's a playwright, he's an actor. Widely known for creating and starring in the Broadway musicals In the Heights and Hamilton, which has been acclaimed as a pop culture phenomenon. I've seen it twice. I'm gonna see it again. I'll see it as many times as I want. That's right. Today we're hiking with Aham himself, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Are we in the Heights?
We're north of the Heights. Okay. We're in Inwood, which is, we're actually really close to where I grew up. And this was like my Calvin and Hobbes, like stomping grounds.
This was your playground
as a kid.
Here.
This is the last natural parkland in Manhattan. It's the only sort of parkland that was not a planned park. Like this was the woods and we put some roads in it and it's Inwood Hill Park. There's a rock actually we can walk to it that is supposedly the site where the $24 steal of the century went down.
Really?
But this is where I learned to ride a bike, and this is where I would just sort of run around and explore, like as a kid.
People call you Lin or Lin-Manuel?
My parents call me Lin-Manuel.
Lin-Manuel.
But everyone pretty much calls me Lin.
They call you Mike? Mike? Yeah.
If they're really having trouble with Lin, they'll go to Mike. I don't think this road takes us where I want to go.
We may not want to go by the freeway. Do you think you would be this successful if you didn't go to college?
Well, in my case, no, because literally college is the thing that connected me to. I think the hardest thing in this business is to find your tribe and find like the people you like making stuff with. And 2 degrees of Wesleyan University is what got me to Tommy Kail, and as soon as I met him, we were kind of off to the races. But in terms of like what I learned, I think as long as you are putting in the hours on what you love, it doesn't matter if you're in college or not.
Right.
And you're finding a way to find those people that you're going to want to make stuff with.
Yeah. Even before all that stuff, you got to have a passion. And I feel bad for people that don't have a passion at anything, you know?
Yeah, I felt that way when I was going to school. I felt like, I went to a school full of like really like special kids, and I felt like everyone was smarter than me, everyone was more creative than me, but I just picked a lane faster.
So you were a special kid. That explains it then.
But I also like, I was like, oh, theater, film, this is what I want. And I had friends who were just as good at that as me, but were also, 2 grades advanced in math. And were winning the science fair, and I was not doing any of those things. They were just good at all the things, and I was just like, let me just try to be good at these 2 things.
Yeah. Hamilton, it's such a phenomenon. It's such a remarkable feat that you've done. It'll be around forever. And do you ever think that maybe your kids will be playing Hamilton one day?
I don't know. Maybe the little one. The big one is very much like, I don't like being on stage. That's daddy's thing. I wrote a lot of the lyrics in these woods. I mean,
Did you really?
That's how I write. Yeah, I'll take I'll spend enough time at the piano or at the computer that I have sort of a good 16 bars that I like, and I'll make a loop for myself and hit, repeat 1, and then walk around, and then I'll get the lyrics that way.
That's so great. I'm like that too. I get so creative when I'm hiking.
Yeah.
It's such a great meditative process.
In the shower, walking the dog. I mean, those are
anything but sitting down at a desk.
Absolutely.
When you were writing Hamilton, how much was Vanessa, your wife, a sounding board for you?
Well, I think she's the secret weapon because she doesn't actually like musicals that much.
I thought you were going to say she doesn't actually like me.
No, I think she likes me, okay. But no, she's not she's not one of those people who likes every musical and could quote every musical to you. Like, she likes what she likes. And I think as a result, the bar is higher when I'm playing stuff for my wife than if I had someone who's just a musical theater fan. They'd be like, that's great, honey. It rhymes in all the right places. And there it is.
Yeah.
You know, I remember playing her a first draft. Oh, hi, cutie pie. I remember playing her a first draft of what would become the song Helpless. It was a song called This One's Mine. And I played it for her and I sang really passionately. And she was like, huh.
No.
She goes, it feels like your first draft.
Did you try to prove her wrong?
Yeah, and then I wrote Helpless to prove her wrong. She's just also very smart, so she will not give me the note that anyone in the creative team will give me.
She is smart. She's like a lawyer or something, right?
Yeah,
lawyer,
she was, when we met, she was a scientist working for Johnson & Johnson, and then she went to law school while we were dating.
Who were you the most excited to see in the audience, or know that they were out there, besides me?
Besides you, for me, I always liked it when actors came. Like I like showing off for actors, and I like putting on the show. Broadway actors, anyone like I'd heard of. Like it's funny. It's like sort of surprising who makes you nervous. Like sometimes you won't know it till the moment. I remember seeing Julia Louis-Dreyfus in the audience and being really nervous. You don't realize how much someone's been in your life until you see them in the audience and go, oh my God, they're here. They came out of the TV and they're in the audience. So she was one of those. And then writers always fuck me up.
They do.
Yeah, because then I start
analyzing.
Well, no, I start thinking like a writer instead of just doing my job.
Right.
You know, because for the most part, when I'm on stage, I am not thinking about the text of the show. I'm just in it.
Yeah.
But then if I see a writer that I really respect, it kind of gets me in my head a little.
True or false? I am a whiz when it comes to converting Celsius to Fahrenheit.
Oh, probably true.
No. I have no idea what 9 degrees Celsius means.
I know more than 37 means my kid is sick. Like you learn that really quickly because sometimes you get that thermometer that only does Celsius.
Okay, true or false? Hamilton is on a denomination of money in Europe. And I won't tell you what country. True or false?
True?
False.
False.
I just made that up. How do you think the forefathers would feel about our country now?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
How do you think
I don't know how I feel about our country sometimes. It's just so scary.
How do you think they would enjoy the play? Would they start correcting you? No, that's not true.
That would be fun to watch. I think just because I think they'd be overall very appalled and hopefully entertained. I mean, what's weird is the hip hop thing wouldn't throw them because they're used to verse drama. Like verse drama was the mode of drama for
is that right?
thousands of years. Yeah, naturalism is like the new thing. Tennessee Williams is the innovation. But you know, going back to the Greeks, like and Shakespeare, like we always had verse drama. So I don't think they'd be thrown by the rhymes, but you know, the shit we got wrong, I'm sure they'd be mad about it.
I don't know how you rap so well, man. I see people rapping, and I know they're making it up on the spot. I'm thinking, do they just have like a rhyme dictionary memorized in their head?
No, you can't do it that way. But well, it's funny. Everyone's different. For me, it's more like I feel like after lots of practice, it almost becomes like a language. Like when you are thinking in Spanish, all the words that come out of your mouth sort of are in Spanish, but you're trying to communicate what you mean in that language. And it's similar when you're freestyling. It's like, okay, I'm just going to put that filter on, and everything I say is going to rhyme. Yeah. But it's more about what you mean than whether you're purely rhyming.
Could you do a rap on this hike, like a short rap?
If you beatbox. That's my rule. Whenever white people ask me to freestyle.
Oh, I'm not white.
Oh no.
No.
Oh.
Caucasian.
All right.
I come from Caucasian.
I say you have to have skin in this game. You've got to beatbox if I'm going to freestyle.
A beatbox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just looking for the one.
You want me to change the beat?
I just can't find the downbeat in what you're doing.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, I got the downbeat. That's all you had to say.
Okay.
Give me an idea.
I kind of just like letting this linger. I think this is more entertaining than anything I could have said.
Give me an idea of a downbeat.
I don't know where to start with that. Yeah, like boots, boots. Just say boots cuts.
Okay. Boots cuts.
But wait, you're adding all these other things then.
Okay. Boots cuts.
Well, it sounded like lots of wet farts.
One of them might have been.
Yeah. Stop, check out this cool view. So now we've walked all the way to the top of the island.
If you could, would you want to know how long you're going to live?
Yeah, I'd love to know that.
You would?
Absolutely.
Oh, I wouldn't want to know that.
See, I feel like as a New Yorker, I have such a sense of, like, an overblown sense of mortality anyway, and I think it could go any minute, that I'd rather actually know the day and be like, okay, I could actually take a nap today.
How did you like doing Saturday Night Live?
Oh,
Was it scary?
It was scary, but it was also exhilarating. It was one of the best weeks. You know, I'm an old school fan. Like, I would tape it. I would have my parents tape it every Saturday, and I would watch it Sunday if it was really good. I would bring it into school. You know how they used to have the old AV machines with the VCR? And, if the teachers would leave for a second, I'd, put in, the skit of, the waiters who are all humping the customer. You know what I mean?
I was in that one.
I know you were. So I dropped it. That was one of... And then there was one episode I remember as a kid that made me insanely jealous, which was when Fred Savage hosted. You were still on the show when Fred Savage hosted, because he was my age. I was like, I can't believe a kid my age gets to host Saturday Night Live. Technotronic was the musical guest. And I watched it a lot out of spite. So I was very happy when I got to host, because it was like, take that, Fred Savage.
When you walk into a theater on Broadway, people must go crazy, because you're kind of like the connoisseur now.
Am I the connoisseur?
Well, you've got this great success with Hamilton.
I guess so.
People adore you and they respect you. So when you show up places, it's like, everybody's a buzz.
I don't know. I'm not Joel Grey yet. Do you know what I mean? I definitely feel like, I always sort of tell people I feel like I'm famous in two places in the world, which is 46th between 7th and 8th, and the island of Puerto Rico, and that's about it. And everywhere else, I walk around and people are nice or people recognize me, but it's not crazy.
What's your favorite theater called Broadway?
I like ours,
yeah.
The Richard Rodgers. I've had 2 shows there, and there's something about the steep rake, where, all of the seats in every Broadway theater are too small. Oh my God, and that's when we die.
The great thing about hiking in New York, it's so peaceful, so quiet, isn't it? Are you good with chopsticks?
I'm pretty good at chopsticks, yeah.
I heard that. How is that?
That's just that cosmopolitan upbringing I had here in New York City.
When was the last time you used a vacuum cleaner?
Yesterday morning.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Dustbuster, though.
Dustbuster.
Yeah, my kid's diaper exploded. And there's a certain alchemy, if it's the right pee to diaper ratio, where it kind of crystallizes.
Yeah.
And so I had to suck that up.
A little hazy today in the Hudson.
This morning it was so hazy you couldn't see New Jersey, and my son wanted to call my sister, who lives in New Jersey, to make sure it was still there. So we FaceTimed my sister this morning.
So you just got back from Puerto Rico. We did a fundraiser for Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah, we did 23 performances of Hamilton. We basically inaugurated a new touring company, and all the money went to arts organizations and artists.
How are they doing over there now, after the hurricane?
How long do you have? It's
how many rolls of paper towels are left from Trump?
Those went pretty quick.
I bet they did.
I remember our first show was all university students, and it was the most exhilarating audience I've ever had. It was actually on my birthday.
Did you do it in English?
Yeah, we did the show as written.
And you hadn't done it for a while.
I hadn't done it in 2.5 years.
So, what was it like getting back up? Did you remember everything?
No, I was walking through this park, listening to the soundtrack, shitting my pants a little, and then the words came back pretty quickly. I'm responsible for those. And then when we got to the choreography, there were sections of Satisfied where I was like, did I ever even know this? Was I just copying what Leslie Odom Jr. was doing, standing next to him? I feel like this was never in my body.
Do you remember the first concert you ever went to?
Michael Jackson.
Was
Madison
it?
Square Garden, Spoiled for Life.
I remember when I first met you. I don't know if you remember this, but I was hiking in Temescal Canyon in Los Angeles, the Palisades.
Oh, yeah.
And I came down and I noticed they were shooting something in the grassy area down there.
Yes, that's right. We were shooting Curve.
You were shooting Curve. I saw Larry, who I know, and he was having a duel with somebody. I thought, who's he dueling with? Must be the guest actor or something. Then I saw it was you, and I was so excited. And I waited, and you came over to the Video Village, and you said, hey, you're the guy from TV. I said, you're the guy from Hamilton. And we talked for a while, and you were so nice, man. I remember telling you, I don't really know you that well, but I'm so proud of you.
Oh, yes, that's right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That was a fun day, too, because also on Larry's set, there's no lines to learn. So
I know, it's great, isn't it?
There's nothing anxiety-producing about it. He's just got an outline, and you got to get there.
I know.
And that's really freeing. What's funny though is as you get to know him a little, you realize like the entire thing is structured so he doesn't have to learn lines.
That's right. He doesn't want to work that much.
He doesn't.
Smart. You play any sports?
I play handball in the summers, which is a pretty New York
That's a
thing
New York
to play.
Stickball? How about stickball?
I don't play stickball. I chase a hoop with a stick. No, handball is the only thing I ever really tried to get good at, and then all the table sports. I'll play billiards. I'll play ping pong.
Do you play ping pong?
Yeah.
I love ping pong.
Yeah.
Do you have a ping pong table at your house?
I don't. My one indulgence is I have an NBA Jam arcade console. But I haven't played like a real video game in a long time. I think the last one I really played beginning to end was Red Dead Redemption, back in the day. And then when I was with Hamilton, I played it again because I didn't want to have to do anything new that was distracting, but I would sit and just like hunt bears between shows.
Can you relax though and not do anything and just have quiet time?
Yeah, but it's sort of like, I really got to get there. Like I have to do a lot of stuff. Like right now I'm doing a lot of different things at once. And then like I really feel like I've earned like after Puerto Rico, my wife and I left our kids with my parents and did like a week of nothing.
Oh, that's great.
And it was, I think the first day we talked for 5 hours straight. I was like, I know you, you're my wife. I remember you, I like you.
I'm ambitious too. I'm always thinking, what is next? What am I going to do next?
Yeah.
And can I top what I just did?
Oh, see, I don't think in the top section. No, you know why? I think just having worked in this field in theater has trained me of like 1 in 5 shows makes their money back. Like actually most things are a flop.
Yeah.
So you have to be in it for reasons that are not about the success, the financial success of the thing. Like it has to be like, I'm going to learn from working with this person, or this subject matter is going to stretch what I do, but like I have to be okay with it closing in a night.
Yeah.
And because it takes years to make a musical. So I really try not to do the topping thing.
Yeah.
Here's the spot. According to legend,
Not Google.
Not Google.
Doesn't say according to
On
Google?
this site of the principal Manhattan Indian village, Peter Minuit in 1626 purchased Manhattan Island for trinkets and beads, then worth about 60 guilders.
Would you gain weight for a partner play?
Sure, I have accidentally.
Did you ever ride a motorcycle?
Never.
Me neither. You ever have a root canal?
So many.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the one area in your life you think you can improve?
I think I'm always struggling to sort of be a better friend and stay on top of the friendships that matter to me, the ones that are really like sustaining. And
Do you think people are more critical now of you, your friends, because you're so successful and popular? They're thinking, hey, is he forgetting me? Or...
I don't know. Not my real ones, not the ones who have been sort of with me from the beginning. But it's also on me to stay in touch and send that text, even if time's gone by. That's the hard part. Is like a couple of years and you're like, is this gonna feel weird if I just said hey? Like a few years later. I went to Catholic school, to Sunday school there.
Really? Somebody
I
see
like
you
that
were on
show.
The Sopranos?
That was my first TV gig.
That's right.
I was a bellboy. And if you watch it, I am so green that you can see me look down for my mark and stop. I literally pull up with the thing and I go.
Oh man, what a great hike that was. Thanks a lot, Lin-Manuel. If you guys haven't seen Hamilton, then man, you are really out of the loop. If I learned one thing from this hike, I gotta work on my beatbox. Man, I have got no game when it comes to the beatbox. I'll get it though, I'll get it. Thanks for joining this hike. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll catch you next time. Happy trails.